Hello, my name is Frank, and today I will be walking the historical trail at Kennesaw Mountain Battlefield Park in Kennesaw, Georgia. This park is the most visited Civil War battlefield park in the United States, ahead of even Gettysburg, which is number 2. To protect the hill, now called after Confederate General Benjamin F. Cheatham, the Southerners constructed an angle in their lines. The fiercest fighting of the entire battle raged here at what came to be called the Dead Angle. Along a trail to the imposing Illinois Monument are Confederate earthworks and markers where Union soldiers fell. Near the base of the monument is the entrance to a tunnel begun by Union soldiers intending to blow up the Confederate position with a mine. Nearby are Union entrenchments dug under the fire and held for 6 days. So this is a fantastic battlefield site, and the leaves were just perfect today for viewing. So thanks again for coming along with me, and have a good day. We're here at the Chatham Hill Loop, where the Battle of Kennesaw Mountain was largely fought. And there's a cell phone audio tour. If you dial this particular number, you can hear the narration as you go along the trail. Here's the hours here at Chatham Hill. It looks like this is where the trail starts over this way. So it's a 1-mile loop, so it should be a very enjoyable walk. Here's the historic earthworks. The earth mounds in front of you are historic structures. The mounds are the remains of earthworks defended by the Confederate Army of Tennessee. It is our responsibility to preserve these structures for future generations. Please do not walk or climb on these structures. I'll do a little bit of a pan here. You can see the earthworks that the troops of the Tennessee Army dug in defense of Kennesaw Mountain. These are some of the cannons up here on Chatham Hill. Camouflage cannons. Tennessee's cannoneers positioned 2 12-pounders, howitzers within this redoubt. Major General Benjamin F. Cheatham ordered these artillery crews to camouflage the earthen mounds with cut underbrush and to hold their fire unless attacked. For the next week, they kept under cover as Union bombardments tried to weaken the Confederate lines. On the morning of June the 27th, a Union barrage preceded close-packed Federal attackers. The gunners here waited silently as blue-clad columns pushed through the dense forest despite Confederate small arms fire. Finally, at point-blank range, the cannon's crews opened up fire. Flying canisters stunned the Federal lines, and according to one Confederate officer, did great execution. So this was a big surprise, I suppose, when the Union forces reached. And it says, the caption underneath here, the Confederate artillery crews normally consisted of a gunner in charge of 7 cannoneers. Well-trained crews could reload and shoot 4 times a minute. So that's pretty quick. A closer look at the cannons, they were camouflaged by brush and by weeds, as you can see here in the distance. We're headed back to the trail now. Some gentleman's been out here walking his dogs, I see. We're headed up the trail now. There's another historical marker. You can see overlooking toward the cannons how well it's camouflaged. The field fortification, Confederate engineers and work crews started digging earthworks around Kennesaw Mountain a few days before their army fell back to this position on June the 19th. For the next week, Southern soldiers improved their earthworks defenses despite constant rain. The Southerners dug deep, throwing the dirt toward the Union side of the trenches. The earthen wall, called a parapet, was topped with a braced log, leaving an open space between it for soldiers to shoot through. Fighting behind these defenses, the Confederates held a great advantage over the attacking Federals during the Battle of Kennesaw Mountain on June 27, 1864. Today, within Kennesaw Mountain National Battlefield Park, 11 miles of shallow ditches remain from these formidable earthworks. Help preserve these fragile resources by staying on the park's trail. It shows down fortifying the positions at night and in rain. Okay, now we will start walking this beautiful trail, and it's just the colors have just peaked, it looks like. Okay, now we will start walking this beautiful trail, and it's just the colors have just peaked, it looks like. Now the trail breaks into a straightaway at this point. Now the trail loops upward to the right as we climb a small hill. Now we will head up the hill here as we go along the path. Now we will head up the hill here as we go along the path. Now the trail loops around to the right as we go further. We finally found it. Appreciate it. Here's another example of Confederate earthworks. Vaughn's Brigade. Now we're headed downhill a bit and we can see a memorial. Here's the rail fence alongside the trail going to the memorial. Historical earthworks. The earth mounds in front of you are historical structures. The mounds are the remains of earthworks defended by the Confederate Army of Tennessee. It is our responsibility to preserve these structures for future generations. Please do not walk or climb on these structures. We'll go down here now to the memorial. We're walking around the memorial here to the front of it. Here's another straightaway coming up. We have to go down the trail here and around to get on the loop trail. Okay, we're going to take the right side of the path this way so we can get back to the headquarters. Now the trail breaks this way on fairly level ground at this point. Now the trail breaks into a straightaway as we go through these real tall trees. We're going to go down the road at this point. Here's another straightaway coming up. Looks like somebody has a dog here coming up on the trail. It's good to see. Okay, the trail loops around to the right and then back to the left.